What's up, LC heads? Alright, we're going to try Guardians one more time with Lilebette soloing this. I know I can beat this because I did just unlock, Fire Shield on her and a couple of things that are going to dampen the fire damage that she's taking. And I'm going to do this without using the S1 spam. And the reason I've been doing my benchmarks like that is because as soon as this character dropped, somebody did say, I don't know if I want to pull for her, because then what if they fix her and then she's not as good? To which I replied, like, no, she's a monster. Her S3 is more powerful than Colonel Mustang's. It always hits. She's just got a ton going for her. Even if you take away her ability to spam her basic attack by cutting into it with her S1. And so I've pretty much, every video that I've put out, I've stayed away from doing the S1 basic attack spam, and I honestly thought that that was fixed by now. For some reason in my mind, this can't be the first character we've had an issue like that with, and I know they're constantly tuning characters up and changing them. So we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna try to clear this. I'm not going to use the S1 spam at all, but I can see how it is very powerful, because first of all, if they leave the spam on her, the big thing, in my opinion, is she's going to be one of the best status characters in the game, right? Because your rate of attack, that affects how quickly you can get statuses on enemies, especially with things like Corrosive Fang. Let's see. Let's get Grand Brave going up right here. So the important thing for me here is to save some of her kit, because he is going to deplete me of almost all my hit points, I believe, with his threshold. And then when he does that, I need to just drop my kit so that I can heal up. Let's get Moon Saber going just to help us heal up a little bit. We are rocking Spirit of Ifrit, so that's doing continuous damage to us, but we're taking less fire damage. She's also rocking Fire Shield here, so that's going to help her get through this. But we're also going to take continuous fire damage, so I need to counteract that a little bit. Bam. So we do have Corrosion Fang did proc on him. Decrease damage done by physical attacks. Physical damage increase is decreased damage done by physical attacks. Oh, okay. You know what? That's not Corrosion Fang. I don't know. Sometimes the translation on these things are messed up. Corrosion Fang should proc, though. I do like seeing how much damage she does from far away. I love it when Pulley System procs, and you can hit damn near damage cap with just her basic attacks. Here comes that giant, whatever that thing is. Whatever he does, where he's going to spit out a ton of damage. This is what I need to survive, and this is why I charged my kit up, because now I do have to dump my abilities to get my health back up. And look at that. We don't need to use that spam at all, especially if we have Moon Saber. I'm gonna heal plenty off of just doing basic attacks. Ooh, there's a nasty S3. I am actually starting to think that maybe they have some of these definitions wrong. Oh, hurry up. Heal. 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 There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I needed to save. I just need... Oh, did he just interrupt that? We can't interrupt the S3. So there we have it, folks. This girl can do it. She can do it all. She does not need to use that cheese. It is very cool. It is very fun. Personally, I don't think it's going to be there forever. It's just going to mess with the dynamics of the game too much. Why would anybody need to bring V if they could just put, you know, a bunch of the statuses that proc, that have a small chance of proccing with your basic attack? You could just load this girl up with a ton of things like Corrosion Fang and all that, and then you could just spam her broken S1 and basic attack combo and, you know, whoever you're attacking is going to take 50 hits instantly, and a bunch of your breaks are going to proc on them. So there's that. It does give abilities like Pulley System, which is 6SC, which I've never really used on any other characters because, well, you know, who cares about basic attacks all that much until you get to this girl and you're like, wow, your basic attack is like a freaking machine gun and you can do so much with it. But like I said, I haven't been putting any of that into my benchmarking videos just in case they change that. I don't want people to be like, oh, well, he made it look like a really awesome character that you could do a lot with, and then they nerfed the character, so now she sucks ass. Every video that I've made of her, I have not been using the S1 basic attack cheese. I've known about it since day one. People put vids up day one about it. I've known about it. I've seen it. I thought it was pretty cool. But, you know, just in case it's not something that sticks, I didn't want to get into it too much, you know. And that's pretty much why I haven't been covering it too much. And it did get brought up because I was trying to showcase, like I said, the suicide build that I have for Prim, and I went in there and I tried to activate the debuff on the dragon, and that's really what I was looking for. And while I was doing all that, I died. But really, the video wasn't about this girl at all. It was about me trying to activate Prim and the awesome debuff she can give from the armor that she's wearing. It didn't work out that well. I posted it anyway because you guys know me. I'll put up fights that I lose, fights that I win. You know, it is what it is. And I was just trying something different. But a couple people were like, "Yeah, why don't you use the spam? That would have done it. That would have won you the fight." And maybe it would have. Maybe it would have. I doubt it though, because I didn't have any fire shield on or anything to actually, you know, let this girl survive what the threshold that dragon throws. Matter of fact, let's just take a look at her now. I don't think it took all that much to beat that dragon. What are we equipped with? We have Spirit of Ifrit. Alright, it's going to give you continuous hit point drop, but physical damage plus 20%, but fire attack damage taken minus 20%. And I figured everything that damn dragon's throwing is probably fire element. So we're taking 20% off there. And then I think I put just like a fire shield for another 10% or something like that. Regardless, it was enough to dampen the damage from this dragon's threshold to the point where she could survive. For a while there, guys, I was trying to figure out if that threshold is actually physical damage or magical damage. I couldn't tell, so I didn't know which one of my buffs was going to help me against that. So what I did is I put physical damage healing and magical damage healing. I ran both to see which one the threshold would proc, right? If magic damage healing comes up during the threshold, then we know that threshold is doing magical damage, and you know, I'm getting some of my hit points back, and vice versa. If it's physical damage healing and I start seeing it proc during the boss's threshold, I know that it's physical based damage that boss is doing to me. Well, after a couple runs of that, it wasn't healing at all. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is at all. So I just figured, okay, I don't know if it's magical damage. I don't know if it's physical damage, but I know that it's probably fire damage. So I just went through and I started doing everything I could to dampen fire damage, whether it's magic or physical. I put on that Ifrit ability and I put on a fire shield. And I mean, that seems to have done it. I can clear this now with her solo. This isn't typically how I run her. And actually, you know, the way that she heals and everything, and with Moon Saber, I could just leave the Spirit of Ifrit on her. I don't know. No big deal. Anyway, it's still a fun run. I just wanted to let you guys know I can clear this dragon solo with her. It's not even really that big of a deal. It just didn't really look like that in the other video I was doing because I was more concentrated on Prim. What is Prim doing? And actually, I totally over-equipped Prim for that video. She had like 3 different walls to throw, and I was looking through them like, wait, why did I even bring 2 of these walls to this dragon fight? All I need is maybe 1 wall and, you know, some other stuff. So going through that, I got wiped, and well, whatever, I posted it anyway. And it really wasn't for this character, it was for Prim. And I was just kind of surprised how many comments I got over Lilebette, because I get it, she should be able to clear that dragon. Let's actually take a look at Prim here, my little Suicide Squad girl. The reason I chose to build Prim like this is because what is the #1 thing Prim is good at doing? You guessed it, Prim's good at dying. She's really good at dying. She has low hit points, she has low defensive stats. To me, Prim is pretty much made to be thrown away. I'm sorry, but you know, her buffs last longer, which means that after you get all those buffs off, if she dies, it's no big deal, because the buffs that she put up are probably going to last you at least the majority of the fight, and then maybe you can bring Prim back and, you know, throw some of those buffs again before she dies. Yeah, the thing with Prim is she doesn't exactly have any MP regen built in. Like, it's actually an effort to give this girl MP. Just from my personal experience. So her buffs last longer, and if she's so good at dying, then why wouldn't I put the Sinister Jinhito on her, right? Because enemy defeating the unit takes plus 20% damage and 2 random basic status ailments. That is really, really good for, you know, for when Prim dies. And that's pretty much what that other video was. I was trying to show off the Prim that I'm rocking, and here she is. She has Emil's head, so just on a small chance she can get off some kind of basic status ailment on you with her basic attack. I have Mark of the Existent. When casting magic, chance to recover the MP used, because this girl just bleeds MP and doesn't really have, you know, that much to get any of her MP back. And then, of course, she has the magic mirror on her, so the duration of buffs from the unit's active skills plus 15%. The idea here is, well, this will help her buff stay up after she's dead. So this is really the character I was trying to show off. I was just trying to show off a different approach to running a Prim, and I'm still kind of tinkering with this build, still working on it. But that's how this all got started. People started commenting on that video that I put up, and they're like, why don't you use the cheese, you know, to kill the dragon? And yes, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you could kill the dragon much faster using the cheese. Let's see, let's go in here real quick and just whoop his ass with that cheese, right? But the thing is, it doesn't matter, because I don't know if they're going to keep this in the game or not. And that's just my personal honest guess / opinion on it. Now, you can think that I'm wrong, that's fine. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath if you think she's going to keep this ability. Just throw some Grand Brave up real quick. A Moon Saber. We need to charge the S1 before we can do it anyway, and get as far away as we can. We're in the bottom corner. Attack S1, attack S1, attack S1. Look at her. She's like a freaking chainsaw with that. Boo, 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 boo. Now, obviously, yeah, we're going to get a much faster clear time if we're doing it this way. Right? I mean, just look at that. That's absurd. So, some people think that this is broken. Oh, we're not going to survive. I forgot to buff. Whoops. Oh, cool. Yeah, some people think that this is broken. Others do not. We will have to see. Honestly, I'm cool with it either way, but I do think that if we leave this like this, she's going to, I don't know, because it's, at the same time, you can't exactly pull V anymore. He's a limited character, so maybe this gives, you know, people an alternative to pulling V. They could get this girl instead and load her up with, you know, a bunch of status that you want to hit the enemy with, And since her rate of attack can be so high by using this cheese, well, you will get that status on them in no time. There we go. We even finished him off with the basic attack cheese. This is what we've been talking about. So yeah, I might as well talk about it a little bit since I haven't really been showing it in a lot of the threshold vids that I've ran. And you know, I just told you guys why. Personally, even if they do nerf her and take this away, I think she's still gonna be hella powerful. And this is what I've been telling people, you know, since day one. Like, yeah, even if they do take that fun, nifty little ability away from her, I mean, this girl is still running around with an S3 that is doing more than Colonel Mustard's. No, it's Mustang. I always want to call him Colonel Mustard. Yeah, it's still doing more than Colonel Mustang's, and it always hits because she shoots it up into the air. So she's already potentially doing more with her ability kit than, you know, Colonel Mustard. Colonel Mustard can actually spam his S3 by giving up his MP. That is the one advantage that he's going to have over her. But you know what? You can overcome that fairly easily. You can give this girl skill charge 3. You know, obviously also honey elixir. You can honey elixir this girl, give her some stock skill 3, and she can just have a bunch of them to dump. They're going to do more damage than Colonel Mustangs, and they're going to hit every time. Colonel Mustang misses all the time with his S3, and that's just a bunch of MP wasted. This girl's is going to hit no matter what. It's really hard to interrupt. So just looking at her skills and the way they work, I knew she was a solid character, and honestly, I didn't think it would affect her that much if they nerfed her little S1 base attack cheese combo. But hey, if they don't, then I guess we'll just see more people running this girl in the middle of July. I honestly think she would make it that long. Just, you know, for the simple fact that, like I said, she could status the shit out of people. I've been having a lot of fun with Corrosion Fang. It's never come off of her. I noticed just with her rate of attack, Corrosive Fang procs pretty quickly for her. And like I was saying, if you actually start using that S1 basic attack cheese ability, Corrosive Fang is going to proc in like the first 3 seconds, along with any other abilities that you put on her that are going to break the enemy down, or anything that procs off of a basic attack. So yeah, it is what it is. I think she's super powerful. I think she's super powerful, even if you don't use her super S1 cheese basic attack ability. All right, and that's where I stand on this girl. I've said she was strong since day one. She's surprisingly strong since day one. Guys, I did not want to like this character. It is a Christmas themed character. Like, I was very upfront about that. I'm not going to feel really happy dropping Christmas presents on people's heads around July. But it is what it is. I got to give the girl credit where it's due. She's strong, she's super powerful, and she's got some cheese-worthy stuff built in for now. But like I said, you know, we've had other characters in the past that have had to get changed. We see notes on them all the time. You know, so-and-so was getting adjusted, so-and-so was, you know, charging up their SCT while they were dead. This ability is not working right, that ability is not working right. So we will have to see. And I thought this was already addressed. I don't read through the mail too much, but I thought this was already addressed, and I was wrong. I did give a shout out to the individual that pointed this out to me, that her cheese is still... it's still very cheesy, and it's still in the game. So I figured I would make a vid at least addressing it and explaining to you guys why I haven't been using it in any of her benchmarks. And like I said, it's because right off rip somebody was like, I don't know if I want to pull for her, and then they changed that. So I tried to not be dependent on her cheese move, and I tried to just show what this girl could do without any of that, just in case they change her and they make it so that you can't cheese her basic attack with her S1. Now, personally, I hope they do leave it. I really do. I really do. I think that would be awesome. Gives this girl a lot more stopping power. I wish and hope that they do leave it. Me and probably everybody else that's pulled this character, right? But I have to be a realist about it. And as much as I would love for them to leave this and have this be her special little cheese that she can do, I don't know if they're going to leave it. And personally, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think they are going to nerf that. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but it is what it is. So we did get a chance to talk about it now. You guys kind of know, the side of the table that I'm sitting on. I'm right there with the rest of y'all. I hope they leave it, right? But I've seen too much. And I don't know. I don't think they're going to leave it, but I hope they do. So anybody got anything to add? If I've missed anything, please let me know. But yeah, this is Lilebette totally solo dumping on the Great Red Dragon with no problem at all, and her clearing it without using her cheese. So she is that powerful, and I just want to make sure to get the good word out. And looking forward to New Year's now. Looking forward to New Year's. Can't wait to see what they're going to drop. A lot of people are hyped for that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe there's some cheesiness on the New Year's banner that we're going to be getting. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So here is Christmas Lilebette dumping on Red Dragons and signing out. Later, everybody.